I'm just trying not to have social media, so I have it begrudgingly.
Touching grass, and
But
that's
yeah,
fine.
I like to live outside.
To give you an idea of a
Yes.
feature on the app, I feel like I'm talking to my nan right now.
Oh my God!
So
Not being read on my own talk show.
Did you get that, Grandma?
Wow!
Get it together, Grandma.
Welcome back to Queerpiphany, honeys.
Our guest today is podcaster, TV darling, and TikTok royalty. It's Joe Bag.
Hey, baby. Chin chin, everybody.
Cheers, my darling. You both look amazing. I'm just gonna.
Triple.
Oh yeah, I've got a sip and look at you in the eyes. I always forget that.
So Joe, can you share with us your Queerpiphany?
Of course I can. It was Lady Gaga's performance of Paparazzi at the 2009 VMAs.
For the people not in the know, how would you describe this illustrious, dramatic performance?
She was in this white lace get-up with this wig with a little pink bit in it, and then hit the piano, put her leg up, was doing a little playing of that, and then went into the middle of the stage, a rope came down, she hit this blood pressure packet, which was on her chest, and then the rope lifted her up, and she basically died in front of the whole audience. Yeah.
It's like it was yesterday.
It was theatre, it was incredible, it had a story. I was just sat there like...
I think it was the blood. I mean, it was kind
Yeah,
of
it was the
iconic.
blood.
Like, where was the button? How did it happen? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll never know, but I love that.
And obviously that was such an iconic, legendary VMA gag. But what was it that you connected with in this performance?
I was from like a small town in Essex, and I had never really seen an artist act like that or be like that before. I think that from that moment and seeing how she just expressed herself so naturally, I was like, maybe I can start dressing a bit more. Do you know what I mean? Like
Bit zany?
Yeah,
Bit
like
quirky?
no more skinny jeans and tied up hoodies. And then it made me research into the community more and drag as well. Because I think, how old was I then? Like really young, like 12, 13. And I didn't really know anything about drag either. And she's like a drag queen in a...
Yeah.
The looks, the glasses, the
Yeah.
disco stick.
Do you know what I mean?
Drag's for everybody. Were you a Lady Gaga fan before this performance, or did this convert you?
I was. I had a babysitter and I ran upstairs once, locked myself away and watched the Bad Romance video just on repeat.
Yes.
So I did love her, but I think that really confirmed it for me.
Yeah, solidified it.
And I was so obsessed with Gaga growing up, post VMA's performance, that I started to get my mum's Heat magazine and Closer magazine and cut out her outfits and put it into a
Come on,
scrapbook.
collage.
Do you know what I mean? Always been the artsy type.
Oh, yes.
And it was quite funny because I remember I used to like go to my nan's and I'd be like, I can't go unless I've got my scrapbook, and yeah.
It was
your touchstone.
I was committed to this scrapbook.
Wow.
I wish it's somewhere.
You need to find that. We need to see the scrapbook.
It's at home somewhere. Ask my mum and dad. It's in a loft somewhere.
So what did life look like afterwards? Like, how did you feel? What lens were you seeing the world through?
I think after that performance and that moment, and then going into secondary school and kind of learning how to express myself through clothing and my community and asking people like, do you like that type of music, and finding my people, I feel like that was really instrumental from then on in kind of finding myself basically.
I mean, she brings a lot of confidence out in people. Like, I remember when I used to watch her, like, it made me want to, like, you know, experiment with, like, crazy looks, like sticking safety pins on my blazer in school, buying glasses, sticking pencils on them, pennies, all that stuff. I loved it.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like I was still a bit more tame at secondary school. I still was trying to fit in with the crowd a bit too much and trying to conform. And then I think when I went to sixth form, that was the big thing for me, where I made a friendship group that really liked her and definitely started to dress in some questionable outfits that my parents were like, what is going on here?
Zany.
Quirky. I wasn't wearing lobsters or, you know, Kermit the Frog jackets. I was on a budget.
No
But
disc yet.
looking back, I wish I could have, you know?
She can afford the lobsters now, honey.
There you go, baby.
Have you got yourself a lobster yet?
We'll be back after the break.
When I was around the age of 8, and I started to feel like I was different and maybe had an attraction to men. So I remember I went into my brother's room and I didn't really know what I was doing, so I just searched up topless men and I was like, oh, okay, like, yeah, this is what I'm into.
This is it.
But at the time, at 8, like, I didn't really know how to use tech or delete the search history, so obviously my parents were like, what on earth is on
busted.
Danny's computer?
What did you say when they confronted you with it?
They didn't ask me, it was all on my brother. My brother Danny. Oh, I was chill. I was just sat there with my Legos, like, oh, what's going on? I knew I was gay from the age of 8, but I came out when I was like 15. So it was quite a gap there.
How did that happen?
I just like was chatting to my friend at school and I was trying to figure out like who I was, and then one day I just turned around to my best friend and I was like, yeah, it's here, I'm gay. Woo.
Hi, gay, happy pride.
I get literally that.
I love like hearing that Lady Gaga has helped so many people go through that process of figuring themselves out, because she gives us permission to like be many different things at once.
Yeah, that's what I really resonated with and still do, is the fact that she's constantly reinventing, and I feel like I did the same. Like I've lived so many different lives. I've sold pies in Australia. I've been an estate agent in Plymouth. Like, do you know what I mean? And now I'm here.
Wow.
And now you're here with us.
I know, it's crazy. Why am I here? God, I was gonna cry. I was gonna be the first one to cry.
So let's talk about Lady Gaga championing the queer community. I mean, even just recently she's addressed that she was talking about, you know, the rumours that she was trans, and she never denied those because she didn't want to bring shame to people who were. Like, I think that's such an important message.
I thought that was amazing. I remember that time really vividly as well, because I actually got chucked out of a class at school. I was such a goody two-shoes. Like, I was head boy the lot. Like, I wouldn't have said that. Really?
You give mischievous energy.
Cheeky chappy.
Maybe now, but I was a proper bookworm. I never wanted to get in trouble. I was a student librarian.
Really?
Truly.
This is a curveball.
But the hill I died on was that this one girl was like, Lady Gaga's a man and she's got a and I ended up beefing her. And I got chucked out and then got isolation. I was that bad.
Not isolation.
Isolation,
To the chokey.
To the chokey. Bruce.
Yeah.
I loved her reaction when she was like, would it be so bad?
Yeah.
And I thought it was just such a
Do you know what I mean?
a perfect response to such an idiotic question. You know, just like, some women have penises. Like, that's really, you know, whose business is it anyway?
I know.
And I think just like this debate of, you know, who's got what body is just so dangerous for everyone. And as we can see, you know, when we throw into question trans people's bodies, cis women get it as well. And, you know, really it's no one's business what anybody's body is doing.
why are you asking that in an interview anyway?
Mind your business.
Right?
Do you know what I mean?
Very
so I
much.
thought it was really commendable that she was just like, I'm not gonna
Definitely
focus on this.
set a new standard for like the appropriate response.
Because a lot of people, they would just go, no, and just deny it. But, you know, it's like, why do you have to deny that?
She's such a queen.
Joe, do you like games?
Yeah.
Don't answer, because we don't have time. It's time to play the quick fire round.
You got 30 seconds to throw Lady Gaga an iconic party.
Okay.
And your time starts
I'm
now.
Venue.
The box.
Dress code.
A cowboy themed.
Mascot.
My mum.
Performer, who's on stage?
My dad.
Oh, I'm thirsty. How about a cocktail?
Cosmo.
I'm hungry. What about a canapé?
Mini hot dogs.
What's in the goodie bag?
Condoms.
Secret password to get in?
Games.
What time will it start?
Oh, my mum can't eat after 6, so probably like 5. Jesus! Wow. Wow.
You never get used to that.
Wow.
You never get used to it.
Caught myself off guard.
You guys are crazy.
I know.
Did you ever get busted for the internet search history?
No, thank God. Could you imagine?
It's an awkward bust, isn't it?
Yeah. That's like someone walking on you doing something, you know?
Yeah.
Ooh, have you ever had that? Oh! More on that later.
So around this time, the gay best friend was really becoming a thing.
Oh, yeah.
From like Will and Grace to Sex and the City.
yeah.
You know, now it's definitely more of a stereotype, but you know, we have a progress of a progression. How did Lady Gaga's relationship with members of the gay community make you feel?
I definitely felt that when I was growing up, that when I came out and I was open, I was proud about it. There was definitely a lot of girls that were kind of like, you know, this is my gay best friend Joe. It was very that. But it was nice because I've always gravitated towards women anyway growing up, and my girlfriends. And I think I felt like accepted finally. I think through school, I was finding it hard to sustain friendships with groups of guys. And like, I went through stages of trying to get into gaming, like Call of Duty. And I think when I met my girlies and felt accepted and I was that gay bestie vibe, I relished it.
And then cut to 2024, and you actually met Gaga.
I did, yes. This was the most surreal experience of my life. So this whole year, I really wanted to go to the Joker 2 premiere. And then, yeah, that one. Didn't have to say it. And follow do. And then on the day of the premiere, I get this message from a guy at a label and he says, hey, doing a party tonight for an A-list celeb. And they said, what's the dress code? And they put Harlequin chic.
Busted.
Got it in one.
Yeah, I was like, so went out, got an outfit. Actually, Kane did. I can't lie and say that he'll kill me. Kane went out, got me an outfit. I was busy. And then turned up. She did the whole thing, start to finish.
Wow.
It's like fully partying with you all.
Fully partying, jumping into the crowd to dance with everyone, which does make me laugh because looking back, it's all old jazz numbers.
She's very razzle-dazzle.
She walks up to me, just looks me dead in my eyes, right? She's dancing. I froze. I thought, I'm not gonna throw out a little, do you know what I mean? So I didn't know what to do, so I was just like this. That was my ring. That's literally.
Just chucking jewelry out there. Here you go.
And that was such a full circle moment in my life, especially from idolising her as such a young boy to now and being so confident in who I am, and it was amazing.
What a full circle moment.
I know, I just never thought I'd meet her with a moustache on my face and she was in that little red wig and I just thought, this is crazy.
Yes.
What's your favourite Gaga era?
For me, it was the art pop era because that's when I was coming out, and I actually got an A-star at Media A-level because I wrote my whole thesis on her, and I directed a music video that got full marks and was up for a award.
Oh, wow.
Oh, baby.
So I look back at that and I was like, oh yeah, I was really obsessed.
She really broke the rule book though, didn't she? I think it's authenticity really, isn't it?
Yeah.
And speaking of authenticity, you, your family, I mean, such a vibe. Unapologetically yourselves, from Gogglebox. Like, how has it been for you, like, you know, going from Gogglebox to everything that you're doing now?
But it was really different. I mean, I used to just work in recruitment before I started doing this, and the last few years I've learnt so much, but I wouldn't change it like for the world.
One thing that I love about watching you with your family is the openness.
Yeah.
And did that openness play a big part in you feeling like you can be yourself within this industry? And also, did it play a big part in you coming out?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, everyone has their struggles, and we as a family still had struggles when I came out, because I just think that my parents came from quite traditional backgrounds and we were all trying to just figure it out at the time. But I think that the way they accept me now for everything and how strange I can be behind closed doors, like, I feel like it has affected my work in such a positive way, because I now feel like I've got that back in, which I know a lot of queer people don't have, and so I'm really grateful that I've got that. And yeah, they like push me to be better, which I love as well, but also push me to be the weirdest I can be.
And like, that is such a good example to other parents as well, you know, who have like queer kids, about just being like accepting of them and letting them do their thing, because like if you give them an upbringing like that, they will just be the best person they can be. Like, my parents are always very like open with me.
And I think that even if your parents maybe weren't like that, like mine, it was touch and go at the start, but they've really come around to it. And I think that we have to, as a community, stop the generational like trauma from being passed down. And I think that when I have kids, it will be very different, you know, like a lot of us. I just think it's so important to get that message out that things can change and be really positive. Do you know what I mean? For when we have kids.
Both are so important. You know, parents that have been accepting from the start, from childhood, and also that you can go on a journey and like learn about each other, and that just because things may be rocky in the, you know, same with my parents, things were disastrous when I came out. And I've come out 3 times, and every time it was almost like the world was ending. But you get past it.
And I think we forget as kids growing up that it's our parents' first time at life as well. And they are not equipped and they don't have those tools that we all do now. So that made me look back at that time of my life and go, actually, do you know what I mean? I can't blame you for some of these things because you had no idea. You didn't grow up with gay friends. You didn't grow up with that kind of community that we have now. So
well, yeah, they grew up in a time when, you know, being gay was seen as a death sentence because there was, you know, a pandemic. And, you know, I think that those fears are very legitimate, but we all need to kind of come to this point of understanding where we are right now in this world. And
let go and let God.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's beautiful. We love watching you and your family.
Thank you.
Coming up next, bringing it back to TikTok. Mr. 2 million followers. How does it feel to have so many people just living for what you do?
It's amazing. I love the community that we're also still building. Like, I didn't actually ever think that I would hit that 2 million marker, and it happened this year. And I've just been so happy. And I think that sometimes I feel a lot of pressure, obviously.
I was going to say, there's a lot of people to, you know, just press send and just be, is it send? I don't have TikTok.
Kind of, yeah. But yeah, it is.
Oh, Grandma needs to go to bed.
Sure, Grandma, let's get you to bed.
Guys, I can give you a tutorial whenever I'm there.
So do you ever feel like that pressure, like, oh, I'm pressing post on a post that's gonna go
Yeah,
out.
That's what it is. You got it in one, girl.
I'm pressing send on a post that's gonna go to 2 million people. Like, that's a lot of eyeballs to be so raw and so yourself.
Yeah.
How do you feel with like criticism and feedback? Like, does it just like water off a duck's back, or does it feel like?
At this point, I think it has to be for me. And I also really listen to people. There's a lot of creators that just don't look at their comments and don't really respond to them. Always interacting with people, asking what they want to see more of. And luckily, like, don't get too much criticism because I think I've built a community just based around silliness. But I love it, and I'm such a creative person. If you saw my phone notes, you'd be sick because I wake up at 3 a.m. just like, and then just write down like a billion things.
Epiphany.
That's just how, it's kind of, literally.
Sounds so nice though to be in that headspace of, you know, what can I do to make people feel joy?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, we're in such dark times, and it's really important that we hold space for the serious stuff, but also that we hold space for the escapism and, you know, just the wholesome silliness.
Definitely.
Like, whatever happened to fun?
Nobody wants to have fun anymore.
Like, being
So
silly
bored I could die.
It's really important.
I think so too, and one thing I always pride myself on, and the messages that I get I find so lovely, is when people message me and they're like, I don't have a strong relationship with my family, or I don't, you know, my mum passed or whatever, and then they say that they watch my videos to get that sense of community and family. I think it's so nice for people say to me like, I'm having such a bad day and I've watched this and it's just made me laugh, and that might be the only thing they laugh at that day. And that is literally why I get up and do what I do. So
Love that.
Yeah.
So your followers and also us, we love seeing your relationship with the ones that you love in your life, like your boyfriend and GK Barry, who can also check out on
Mama Lisa, what a legend.
And my mum,
Love her, she's everything.
isn't she? I've got a lot of strong personalities in my life, that's for sure.
How does it feel sharing with the world, the people that are closest to you?
Yeah, I think sometimes there's blurred lines. I think particularly like my dad's 60th, when we were all there, and I was a bit like, should I film anything? Should I not?
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Do you want to make it personal? Do you want to
Yeah.
have it for the public?
Do I live stream my dad's birthday? Do I not? So sometimes there are a few blurred lines, but on the whole, I mean, this industry brought me to Grace, and she's like my best friend in this industry, so it's so lovely to have that. And also, yeah, with my mum, as you know, she's absolutely crazy. And so I just love sharing her online for the world to see and have that mother figure. Yeah, it's great.
Oh, no, she's an icon.
You need to come for the roast. You need to come around for a roast.
I'm ready.
I know, we need to sort
We
it.
need that, live streamed.
Oh, let's do that. Live.
Scared.
Looking to the future, what are your hopes of how you'll continue to express yourself?
I only want to go bigger and better, to be honest with you. And I want to do a lot more stuff live and have that as a form of expression, because TikTok's amazing and the pod's amazing. I want to like take that on the road and connect with fans. And I don't think I'll ever stop evolving and changing, and I don't think my style's gonna keep evolving. I mean, I got this moustache and the other day just started dressing like a 70s porn star.
You're just a whole new man now.
Amazing, and I'm gonna keep this going.
Yes,
so yeah, I think
It's working for you.
Thank you. So I think hopefully it's just gonna come on leaps and bounds in the future. Yeah, I hope so.
Maybe a full beard next, who knows?
I was wearing like a denim shirt done up with like a bolo tie, which is crazy. Everyone was like, is this man an entertainer? Is he a strippogram? Like, I had these braces of elastic bands with this bolo tie on.
You were committed.
I just stood with her mum in the corner. No one wanted to talk to me.
It's time for you to enter Lady Gaga into the LGBTQIA!
Which is obviously short for the legendary giant book that Queerpiphanies are immortalised in for always. Joe, the floor is yours.
Okay, I'm ready. I'd like to thank my mum. I'd like to thank the skinny jean community, but most importantly, I'd like to thank Lady Gaga for her 2009 performance of Paparazzi at the VMAs, which made me the boy I am today. Hawk 2.
Gorgeous.
Stunning.
Lovely. Goodbye.
Darling Joe, thank you so much for coming and see us.
Thank you for having
Oh,
me.
you're
I've had
so
the best time.
I hope
And
so.
a little token of our appreciation is a cup of fake blood.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
For you to have your very own performance of Gaga.
Oh, yeah,
2009 later.
That makes sense. I'm obsessed. Thank you so much. This is the strangest gift I've ever had.
Yes.
Truly.
But memorable.
What was it smell like?
It's a little coagulated.
Yeah. Gelatinous.
Oh, it's like
viscous.
Cheers, cheers.
Oh, cheers, baby.
Cheers,
Bottoms
babe.
up.
Bottoms up.
Bottoms up.
Mwah. If anything we've discussed in this episode has impacted you, or you just want a bit more information, please visit the sites on screen now.
And don't forget to like and subscribe. It keeps us young.